What brings you today? What prompted you to spend 2 o'clock with me on whatever date it is? It's one of those days where you don't know the date, right? That's the best part of the holidays. Let's see, where are you guys from? We've got some people from Vancouver. I love it. Where else are we from? South Surrey. Amazing. Nova Scotia. I love it. Hey, Jill. Great to have you. Okay, where else are we from? Let's just see here. Baltimore. I love this work. Hey, Haley. Love having you. Dave from Pender. Hey, Dave. So good to have you. I love it. Victoria. I love it. Vancouver. We got all over the place. Lots of Vancouvers, which is from I'm here. Southern Oregon. Thanks, Chuck. Where else are we from? Northwest Territories, of course. Fort Smith. I love that. Can feel the love. So can I. So can I. So strongly. Sydney, Australia. Yay, Kate. You made it. I love it. Love it. Where else are you guys from? I just can't read all of them, just not trying to exclude anybody. So welcome everybody. Okay, let us get started and have some fun today. So as we get going, the first thing we're gonna do is drop into meditation, and I'll explain how we get going here. So let's take a minute and just close our eyes. Take a long breath in. And take a slow breath out. Take a deep breath in. And take a quiet breath out. Take a slow, long breath in. Take a long, slow breath out. If you can, try to place your feet on the floor. And if you can, place one of your hands on your belly button. Let's together as a group take a long exhale. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep a low, slow flow of breath. Cycling your inhale, softening your exhale. And with every exhale, let your whole body sink into the chair. With every inhale, allow the whole spine to lift up towards the ceiling. And with every exhale, relax, relax, relax. Settling in to the now. For those of you who have heard me teach about guides, angels, the divine support team, welcome in that energy. Welcoming in the Divine Mother. Welcoming in all of the energies of love. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Just see yourself surrounded with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful halo of love. See all of us gathered as a collective and see love surrounding all of it. Take a few more breaths here. Quiet, slow, connected breaths. Deep breath in, slow breath out. And then when you're ready, you can start to bring your awareness back into the room, back into this moment, opening your eyes when you're ready. So great to see everybody. Some familiar faces, some new faces. Thank you all for joining me. Hopefully you can join us for the entire week we're together. I'll be live here at 2 o'clock every day until Sunday to hopefully help you leave 2025 and enter 2026. And it's also to share with you some of the work of the Inner Temple. So thank you all for joining live. For some of you who haven't worked with me in a while, and some of you are brand new, so welcome to the family. I tend to share PowerPoint presentations. The reason I do that is to keep you engaged, because we have like a million things zipping and beeping and da, 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 da. So it's to keep your mind and body here, not to have you drift off into nowhere land, but to keep you engaged. Hopefully you'll still see my thing, and we'll get started here. So welcome, guys. We've got a pretty interactive class today. If you've never been to my classes, I teach a lot interactively. So feel free to use the chat box as much as you want. I may not be able to address everything you guys share in the chat box. I try to give a presentation for about half an hour, 40 minutes with Q&A and questions and stuff at the end. Fingers crossed. I might have overpacked today, but we'll see. We've got 7 days together. So if you miss any days, don't worry. It's all recorded and I'll be posting it. Hopefully you found your way to my school community, which I'll share in a minute, because that's where they're being recorded. So it's all in the reminders. So let me just pull up my first thing I want to share, which is the Inner Temple. Perfect. So welcome. Hopefully you guys can see that. That's the Inner Temple. You guys can see that, right? I think you can. You guys can see that? Thumbs up if you can. It says Inner Temple. Great. Thanks, Jamie. Okay, that's today. Let's get going here. All right. So welcome notes. Thank you all for being here. A couple things. Thank you for listening to Inner Call. You might have seen this on social media. You might have gotten an email from me, but it takes a person to click a button and to listen to that Inner Call. So take a moment to thank yourself. Honestly, right? We should be stuffing our faces with sugar right now or beating ourselves up for eating too much sugar the last few days, but take a moment to thank yourself. A couple of housekeeping. I record this with just my face, mostly for your anonymity, because a huge part of my work is vulnerability. If you want to get something out of the type of work I do, the more vulnerable you can be, the more you will get out of it. So that's why I record it with just my face. But your voice will be heard if you do ask or share anything out loud. And also if you ask a question, I use your name, just FYI. Okay. The other thing is in my work, we call it the law of one. Everything that Pascal has, Jody has. Everything Susie has, I have. So when you listen to the shares, when we get to that part of the class, just be open to it, right? Just be open, right? You'll see more and more of it if you can come as much as you can come this week. You will see a thread of the shares of the vulnerability and the law of one. Cool. Because what the ego wants to do is, oh, that's Jill stuff. That's nothing to do with me. But when you listen, you'll actually hear a lot of healing in yourself when you hear other people. Cool. Amazing. Any questions before we get going, or you guys just too excited to have any questions? You're good? All right, let's dive in. Okay. So where did I start? I redid these slides a few times, so I don't know what they're like right now. As we begin, I would love you to have a visual with your eyes open or eyes closed, either looking at those pictures or just dropping into the words Inner Temple, Inner Temple, Inner Temple. Just stay within your body, within your heart, within your truth. And take a few deep breaths here. My inner temple is calling my attention forward. When you breathe into that concept, either intellectually or even looking at that picture, share in the chat box what you visualize, what you feel, what you experience. Inner temple. Dropping in. Share what you experience, what your thoughts are, what occurs to you. Deep and sacred. So beautiful, Pat. So great to have you. So beautiful. Deep and sacred. What else do you guys get with those words? Inner temple, or that feeling. Sorrow. Beautiful, Jonathan. What else do you guys notice? Coming home. Love that, Kate. There's no right or wrong answer, guys. Love and connection. Calmness. Beautiful, Anise. Be the light. I love that. Yeah. So there's no right or wrong. Overwhelming. Yeah, there's a lot of love there. A grand entrance, a golden purity, a sense of peace. So great to have you, Holly. Sacred love. Oh, Dana, so beautiful. So beautiful. I love that. Okay. So we're going to have that as kind of a touchstone, right? A touchstone. And like I said, I'm not going to read all of them, but the calmness, peace, the honor, love. That's the touch tone for what we're going to be teaching. Okay. So 2025. I want you to reflect back. We're at the end at December 29th today. What did 2025 contain for you? Like, what did it represent? And the biggest question is, what are you ready to let go of? And try to get as specific with your emotions as possible. So if you're ready to let go of like money issues, maybe you're blaming, you're shaming yourself. Maybe you've got a health issue going on and you're really angry and frustrated that you keep revolving in that same pattern. Maybe you've got a relationship issue and you're always critical about that partner of yours or judgmental to yourself, or really like just a lot of chatter for yourself. Share in the chat box and try to be honest. What is the area of your life that you're like, I'm done? You know, in a few days, we'll be doing those New Year's resolutions. You'll be like, okay, I want to let go of this. So regret and fear. Great one, Jamie. So what is it that you want to let go of? And what is the emotion? So Jamie wants to let go of regret and her emotion is fear, right? So if you can separate them, if you can't, don't worry about it. Just write down, I want to let go of my anger towards the government, or I want to let go of my tax bill. What do you want to let go of? I want to let go of everything I try to run for my whole life caught up with me. I love that. Self-critical with alcohol. Beautiful, Christina. My health issues and anger. Good one, Leah. Self-doubt and fear. Great. Shame and guilt. Beautiful. You guys are getting this. Living in the past. Amazing. So good. And the guilt of that. I like that one. Running from my fear of feeling pain and grief. Oh, you guys are making me cry today. Fear and guilt. Guys, you get the theme, right? A lot of guilt, a lot of anger, a lot of fear. Okay, lots of stuff. This is all, you see the threads, right? A lot of similarities here. Amazing. Okay, so we can close that one. Annoyance. I love that. Guilt and annoyance. Good. So we got guilt, annoyance, anger. We got a mishmash of stuff here, right? So this is what we want to let go of, which is beautiful. So beautiful. Okay. Okay, you guys are aware we want to let go. Now, I can skip this box. Okay. So question that I want to ask you guys, this is a really important question. You'll be like, why is she asking this question? What is the cost to the pain? Like, how much does it cost you to stay in the guilt, the fear, and the past, Denise? How much does the financial scarcity, Pat, run your mind? How much does somebody shared about health issues? How much does that actually eat you up? How much is that relationship dynamic, Presley, with yourself bothering you? This is a funny question, but there's a reason I'm asking this. What is the cost of that experience? Chat box, what do you guys find? What do you find? How much is that bugging you? What is the cost? So if somebody asks me that question, it costs me because it causes like anxiety and it causes like havoc in my mind. It causes me to lose time. So what is the cost for you? Loses time with my new dog, loses time with my husband. What is the cost for you? And I'll tell you why this is an important slide in a few minutes. Cost my physical health. Great, Christina. Cost of relationship. Great, Jonathan. You'll see why this is an important slide in just 1 second. What is the cost? Go within, guys. Cost me my health. Great. Cost me time. Yeah, totally. It cost me keep out of love. So good. So good. Cost myself. Great, Jonathan. Financial. Great, Collie. Happiness. So good. Mental, physical. Great. Self-love. Great, Pascal. Peace. Self-doubt. Okay, good. You guys get the idea. Let's talk about why the question about cost is important. The reason is what the ego is going to do is it's going to dismiss your pain. It will. It'll say, it's fine. It's fine. Everybody has health issues. It's fine. Everybody has scarcity issues. We discount them. It's part of what the ego does. And we just move on. We pretend like it's just going to go away. And now it's December 29th. And maybe what you're cycling about, you were cycling about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 6 months ago. But the cost is important because we don't often say, how much does this really bother me? One of the reasons, and some of you may know this, I adore the work I do. There's millions of reasons. But I graduated medical school really young when I was 25, and I would see patient after patient. I'm Canadian, so we do them as a revolving door, right? So I'd see 6 to 8 people an hour. And, you get really aware of what the cost of people being sick is, the cost of their unhappiness. I would see it every day. So one of the reasons when I accidentally got into this work about 25 years ago, it drove me. It drove me because I saw what happens to somebody if they're not doing the work. Got it? So, but the psyche, the ego can go, no big deal. Everybody suffers. Everybody's got this. And that's not true. Okay. So just cost is an important question. All right. 2026. We're turning the chapter in a couple of days. What do you want? What do you want to feel? Trick question, guys. But if things could change, a couple of people wrote health, A couple people wrote, what would you want? I want peace. Great answer, Jamie. What do you want? What do you want emotionally? What do you want? So if you wrote, my main problem last year has been financial. Well, I want to feel abundant. I want to feel joyful. I want to trust. Some of you guys could write trust. What is the emotion that you want, that you're looking for? Some of you guys wrote, stuff like, in terms of the cost, deeper connection. Great. And abundant. Great. What else do you want? Flow. Great answer, Susie. Great. Abundance, peace, and safety. Great one, Dana, because that's trust and connection. Love that, Tracy. Abundance and joy. I love that. I want to dance with you so bad, Jill. That joy. Lightness and faith. Good health. Great, Kate. More peace. Peace, love, smaller speed bumps. I love that. Peace and contentment. So you guys got the Jill before we dive in. Everybody wants peace, joy, trust, love, freedom, ease, happiness, connection. No rocket science here. Just so you know, the first class is going to be a little bit more chunky. It'll get a little more flowy as we go through the week. Okay. All right, let's go to the next slide. So are you open that the desires that you have for 2026, greater happiness, whatever, motivation, clear-headedness, Christina, are you open that what you want for 2026 is part of your growth? You wouldn't show up on December 29th. We have like 200 people who registered for this event. We would not be here on December 29th when you should be out there eating sugar. You wouldn't be on December 29th if you didn't know that this class this week is part of your growth. Got it? It's a huge part of your growth. Okay, so whatever the bumps you had in 2025 is part of the journey to heal your mind. I wrote it twice, your journey to love. Because everything you wrote down, more trust, more abundance, more contentment, more love, more inner peace, is all about connection with spirit, which we're going to get into a few minutes here, okay? But what I would want you to say is everything you wrote down, and you know I'm going to say this, is available, okay? You know I'm going to say that. Take a breath. Well, wait a sec. She's saying stop. When I say she, if you haven't seen me teach in a while, I work a lot with the Divine Mother. So she just said to me, ask them how much they believe that they can have it. Like, throw me a number at me, 80%, 100%. Yeah, I'm allowed to have motivation and clear-headedness. Like, yeah, 100%. What do you guys think? 100. Thank you, Christina. What do you guys think? How much do you actually believe those things that you want for 2026 are sitting here on a silver platter for you? Trey, I got lots of 100%. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Lots of 100%. Yay. The journey to love, 50. Amazing, Jill. Nothing wrong. I don't know. Great, Jonathan. Amazing. All right. So what is the Inner Temple? The Inner Temple for this week is a 7-day journey we're going to take together. I'm launching an Inner Temple class that starts actually January 1st, but you can join any time of the year if you want. It connects many areas. I've been teaching this work for a lot of years. Don't even ask. I've known some of you for like decades. The Inner Temple course that's starting in January is a combination of A Course in Miracles, the Divine Mother, universal laws, intuition, a lot more. So a lot of you I've met at different phases. Susie, I met you at different stages. Pat, I met you in my law of attraction phase. I've met a lot of you at different phases. The last number of years, I've really pounded into A Course in Miracles and the Divine Mother a lot. And I'm really excited to launch this class beyond, I can tell you. And anyways, we'll get into the class in a little while here, but this 7 days is your experience to get a sense of it, because it is totally a game changer. It is a game changer. Okay. And I'll describe A Course in Miracles in a while. Don't worry. If you don't know, don't worry about it. The structure of the class we're going to talk about at the end is completely flexible. You can go for a week, a month, a year, totally up to you. It's gradual. You can dive in at 2 feet forward, but we'll get into that at the end. Don't worry about this. Okay. The result, I've been on this path for a long time, but especially the Course in Miracles path, the Divine Mother. I've noticed huge healings for body, emotions, mind, relationships, money, miracles. Okay, so we'll talk about that later. And yeah, we're going to give you more details at the end. I changed these slides 10 times. So just see it. I'm like, what's next? Okay. Every day this week, we're going to be together at 2 o'clock. You know that. Okay. I'm going to record them. Go to my school community here. I'll put into the chat box later on. And you just create a free account. That's where you're going to be able to see that. You also have access to some pre-recorded Course in Miracles. Let's talk about what A Course in Miracles is. Course in Miracles is a text that's about this thick, okay? A lot of spiritual teachings from Gabby Bernstein to some of your favorites, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, Marianne Williamson. It's all based on the course, okay? And what I've done is there's 360, the course is divided to 3 sections. One of the sections, the most applicable part of the book, is a daily lesson, okay? what I've done is I've recorded a video for every lesson. So there's 365 lessons. Okay. And it's not me just teaching it, but it's also explaining it. Okay. I tried to study the course on my own for 4 years. And I would get to about day 50 or 60, then I would stop. Try it again, get to 70, stop. It's only when I started studying with other people that I was like, oh, I get this. And so that's what I've got coming up in January. And you get these pre-recorded material. And if you actually go to my school community, and I'll show up the video later on, you'll actually have access to day 1 to 7. If your brain is thinking, well, let's start January 1st, start now. It doesn't matter what day of the week you're on. But I'll get into that later. Okay. You get day 1 to 7 available. Okay. What else do I have to say here before I get going? Each day this week, I'm going to take some fundamental building blocks of the course and teach it. Okay. So today we're teaching spirit versus ego. I don't know what day of the week I'll be teaching a lot about guilt. One of the days of the week we'll be teaching about judgment. One of the days we'll be teaching about fear. We got like a jam-packed week. Okay. So these concepts that I'm going to try to whittle down into an hour, are concepts, but until you apply them daily, they're just a concept you learned at a workshop and then you went home to your life, which is why those daily videos are a game changer. Got it? And then the weekly class, I'll get it in a second here, will make a big difference. And don't worry, my daily videos are anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes long. Personally, I listen to them on my walks. I listen to them at the gym. You don't have to sit and meditate to listen to them. Got it? You can listen to them in the background, and the more you do it, the course does your mind. But don't worry about that. It'll make sense. So to really cement what I do for this week, it's going to take some work. Most of these concepts you all know, but the application is not from here to Pluto. It just takes regular work. Some of these concepts, she just said to me, some of you don't know, which is totally cool too. She said they don't know all these. Okay, so let's go. Let's have some definitions. Okay, miracle. There's 50 different definitions of a miracle in the course. I'm going to do 2 today. The most common definition that we've heard: a miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love. But it's not intellectual, it's emotional. If I could look at you in your eyes and we could connect eye to eye, which I'm trying to do with each of you right now, and you could see the being of grace that each of you are, and you actually let that energy into your body, that's the shift. Because we have thoughts that say, I suck, I don't count, I'm too fat, I'm too dumb. But intellectually, I could say, yeah, you're a child of God, get over it. But until you let that resonance into you, the miracle can't occur. And the ego wants to take a baseball bat to that thought and kick it out of the car. You know what I mean? Hit it out of the ballpark, whatever that expression is. But the truth of your matter is, Jody, you're not this beautiful body. So guys, if you haven't been to my online workshops, what I do is I start to speak and the Divine Mother says say that person's name. Like, okay. So Jody, you're not this body. And this applies to all of you. You're not this beautiful face, Haley. You're not your story, Jill. You're a miracle incarnation of the divine, of love. So miracle is the shift from fear to love, not just intellectually, but emotionally. Another definition of the miracle is it's a natural expression of love. And if you're not experiencing miracles, something is going wrong. The fact that I made it at 2:00, it's a miracle, right? It's if they're not occurring, something is up. Got it? If you want to miracle, I didn't know I had the slide. If you want to miracle in some area of your life, use the chat box. What would it be? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? A health miracle? Somebody come along to you and say, you matter. What is the miracle you want? What is the miracle? That you've never done anything wrong? Get specific. What is the miracle that you're looking for? And you might have already shared it again. What is the miracle you're looking for? That our daughter be healed of all her multiple problems. Thank you, Leslie. What is the miracle you're looking for? Health. You got lots of health today. Health, money, relationships, self-acceptance, Jonathan. Jonathan, I accept you. Spirit accepts you. We all accept you. And that's the work to take it in. Got it? So we all have things we're looking for miracles. Amazing, Kate. Good. Tinnitus goes away. Great, Dave. So we all have miracles we're looking for. And it's understanding that that miracle is possible because spirit is there all the time. Love that. Deeper communication with my guides. I love these. These answers are beautiful. Okay, definitions. We have two parts of us, the ego and spirit. The ego is not a real thing like my blue shirt. It's not like Pat's beautiful hair. It's not like, and his glasses. It's not like that. The ego is a thought system, and the ego only speaks in fear. It speaks in separation. The ego says, Pat is beautiful. Divi, you're not. The ego says, Michaela, you got your shit figured out. You don't, Divi. The miracle is always separation. Got it? The ego is always separation. The ego uses guilt and blame. The ego uses past and future. The ego loves control, and the ego only interprets through judgment. Okay? And we all know her. We all know that voice. Spirit is completely different. Spirit only speaks in love. So spirit only speaks in the now. Spirit restores innocence. It anchors you into presence right now. It trusts the guidance. Trust is a key word for a lot of us today. And it sees us through compassion. So is non-attachment the ego? I would say not like complete non-attachment is actually spirit, where you're just like, I let go and I trust. So the ego and spirit are two different things. Now, the thing is, the ego is not a thing. The ego loves the body. The ego loves the past and future. And people love the idea of miracles, but we don't expect them. And the thing is, we go to these talks and of course, miracles, we hear them, but we don't apply it. Because the ego dances with us 24/7. And until we start working our mind, we'll stay stuck in our old perceptions. But the daily work is where the magic is. The ego, again, is not a thing. It's a mental habit. My favorite definition is what I put up here. It's the mental habit of identifying and labeling. And just think about it for a sec. When you look at the screen that we've got up today, and those of you who you can see yourselves' faces, if you didn't label or identify, how free would that be? So Pascal, you wrote something about, I want greater connection to my guides. What if you already have it? Right? So yeah, you got that, right? If I wasn't I just turned like 3 degrees hotter. Thank you, Pascal. If I wasn't labeling or identifying, how free would I be? Oh, got it? It's a mental habit. That's all it is. That's all it is. And that she wants me to say, I don't have this on the slide. Most of you have heard me teach this before. The ego uses our 5 senses, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth. Because the Divine Mother, she circled one of you. She said, but that person's looking at her bank account. And she doesn't see that that's the ego doing, because this is what the eyes are made for. Got it? The ears are made for. Got it? But that's a block. You guys are making me hot. That's a block to spirit coming in. So we're blocking the miracle through looking at the lack and looking at the story. The ego is not personal. So it's not Divi's ego versus Pascal's ego. It's a collective ego. Got it? So I always call it the ego. If you try to personalize it, then the ego is going to go, yeah, your ego, Jill's bigger than Pat's. Like, you're screwed, right? But if you can actually start using words like the ego thinks I'm not capable. That's kind of funny. I know that's bullshit. The ego will never get over the grief. In this moment, right now, there is only love. See how we just shifted that? So the ego, the words the ego is a lot more tangible. Like, you'll get more out of it if you start opening your mind to that concept. The spirit. Oh, this is more of the fun part of the class. When I use the word spirit, I'll also interchange it with love, God, the divine. Okay. Some people are very hesitant to the word God, which I completely respect and understand. But if I use that word God and it kind of takes you into like PTSD from grade school, I get it. Change the word in your mind. The who I am of who you are is the divine. There is nowhere where Pat starts and stops, and the love of her spirit shows up. Another word for God's spirit is love. There's no start where Dave is and where God is. Got it? That is who you are. It's hard to believe that that's who you are. And this is where the daily course lessons make a huge difference. But there's a part of your mind that is always in connection with the divine. Always. There's a part of your mind always in connection with spirit. Always, 24/7. And when you're walking over here going, my kid doesn't love me, spirit's sitting over here going, I don't know what they're saying. Got it? It's really key to understand. Spirit is always 24/7 with us all the time. And what it is words I don't have on my slide is sometimes I have to remind myself of two really simple words. Choose again. Choose again. That's all we have to do sometimes is just choose again. Right now I'm doing this, excuse my language, effing rabbit hole of thinking I'm a loser. Oh, choose again. Oh, I am. God is, I am. Oh, what a simple concept. God is, I am. God is, I am. Crazy. God is, I am. Shifting. But that's the minute to minute to minute work. Because the ego, which is 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day, has run you. And it's run you, and it's run you, and it's run you. And in Divi's world, those of you who wrote in health issues, in Divi's world, in the metaphysical world I come from, the addiction world, whatever you got going on, in Divi's world, it's only because the ego is running you as to why we have the addiction. The ego's got a certain story that's wrapped in your fascia that is causing some discomfort. I'm moving through some energy the last 4 or 5 days. It's much better now, which a normal person would call a cold. It's not really cold. I wasn't really sick. But I know for myself, I'm moving through this deep energy of like shame and stuff like that. I know some of you guys wrote into me that you're going through a lot of shame you're moving at. It's like, it's there, but then when I shine the light of the truth of my God consciousness, then it dissolves. So those body issues are coming up because God wants to come through you and say, damn it, Susie, you're a badass. When's she going to believe that? And so the body issues are because you don't believe it. And it's really that simple. But to identify the thought that's caused the body issue, that takes some work. Okay. So that's my little rant for a second. Okay, keep going. Intellectually, you all get this. Intellectually, all of you get this. You've heard this before. This is not your first rodeo. You've heard this before. But the amnesia and the forgetting from the separation of me and my creator, that's what keeps the pain alive. And until we steadily build the muscle every day to lift spirit into your life, you won't be able to access it. I've been studying the course dedicated for about 6 or 7 years now, and it's been a friggin' game changer. I swear to God, it's the only reason I'm married. Is it's like, it reminds me that my husband, who I lovingly, jokingly called drives me crazy, is only my reflection. And it's like, gotta remember that. The ego does not want to give up the identity of the story. That's all it is. Okay. And the more steadily we build the spirit muscle daily, weekly, monthly, but not just, when you hang out with Dr. Divi, when she does a workshop, if you commit to it, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. One thing that she wants me to say is a lot of people talk about A Course in Miracles and the Divine Mother work as self-study. In my experience, it's not. In my experience, if I'm hanging out with other people, I'm going to do the work. If I study on my own, I'll read it and I'll go back to my normal ego thoughts. That's Divi's experience. Okay. The thousands of people I've worked with, that's been my experience. Okay. Intellectually, you guys get this, but the application is where the drop off is. Like I said a minute ago, we have 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day and they loop us like swimming laps. Till we start applying it, the ego will constantly win. And there's even something called a spiritual ego, which some of you may or may not have heard of. Spiritual ego uses spiritual terms. And has anyone been to a workshop and they go home? Can't put your hands up if you can relate to this. You go to a workshop and you go home and you're like, damn, I wish my husband would just listen to that class. He would just change. Anyone have done that before? Yeah, that's the spiritual ego. Or the spiritual ego who goes, Michaela, you just got to get your shit together. Come on, come on, come on. That's the spiritual ego. Got it? And it's a fun one. It's a fun one. You can't wrestle it. You just have to know it's there. Pascal, the spiritual ego is saying, you got to connect more. That's your spiritual ego. How do I know? Because it's like the toughest nut to crack, I find. It's like, there it is again. Okay. Sometimes life seems like you have a million choices, but you don't. You have two. Fear and love. That's it. That's it. You've heard this before. The question is, I'm about to cry, why? There's millions and billions of people who study this work. Why do we have this allegiance to fear? Use the chat box. Be honest. Why are we addicted to the ego and fear? You guys have heard that, most of you, she wants me to say most of you have heard this before. Why are we addicted to fear? Use the chat box. What do you guys say? What's the reason? Comfort. Thanks, Collie. Good answer. Deeply entrenched habit. Great answer, Jamie. We don't know another way. Bang on, Presley. Until we wake up spirit, we can't. I don't trust love. Great, Francis. Yeah. Habit. Yeah, it's habit. Raised with it. Great, Tracy. Yeah, really so true. It keeps us complacent. Somebody wrote that. Yeah. Want control. Good one, Susie. The ego loves control, right? Because then I'll figure it out. So this body will be safe. Right. Okay. Habit. Yeah. So habit. Compare. Yeah. Great, Anise. And we'll be doing a class on judgment and comparison this week as well. Okay. Cool. You guys get it. Okay. I haven't answered that question anyways. Intellectually, we get this, but habit, because the ego thought system, the nervous system. Guys, this thing called my body isn't real. Y'all know that, right? Some of you know I have a 20-year-old son. I jokingly say this, and I don't joke. This body will be in an urn on his mantle at some point. This body ain't real. It's not who Divi is. It's not the divinity of divine I am. It's not this body. But our nervous system, which is connected to the body, keeps you in fight, flight, freeze. Keeps me in this past. It keeps me in the story. The story, consistently with love. And I think Presley wrote this in. We have not created a regular consistency with spirit to choose again. And the last one I think is a really big one. We're addicted to pain. We love our pain stories. We love them. We love our victim stories. Oh my God, this happened to me. We love them. Yesterday, a couple days ago, my husband and I went up to some restaurant to pick up takeout something for whatever. We were picking out some hummus and we were doing takeout. And I was standing at the front, a restaurant I've never been to. And I was overhearing some conversations because I was waiting. And this woman was talking to her girlfriend about what was wrong with her apartment. And if you live in Vancouver, which a lot of you do, rents are higher, leaky buildings. So I was listening probably for about 4 or 5 minutes. I heard everything from leaky building to rats to washer dryer. And she was in this complaining to her friend. Totally respect it. What I want to say more than anything, I want to go up to her and say, baby girl, that is just a mirror of something in you. And if you change what's in you, that will change. I just wanted so badly to say it, but I didn't. Everything outside of you is you. Got it? Your bank account is your energetic reflection. Your husband is your energetic reflection. Your wife is your energetic reflection. Everything is you. Your building falling apart is an energetic reflection. I didn't go up to say it to her because the Divine Mother told me not to, but it's normal that we think this is happening to me. So we're addicted to the victim. Got it? And the Course teaches us how not to do that. The Course, the Divine Mother, universal laws, we have to break from this. We have to break. If you want any joy, we have to break. Have to break from it. So I'm going to take you into a practice in a minute. Can I grab that after, Leslie? Can I grab your question after? Just remind me. Okay. Grab that after. So I want to take you into practice. So there's a couple of things I want to teach you before you go there. There's a technique I call the observer. Most of you have heard about this. Okay. Danny, you're having aha moments. I love this. Something called the observer. The observer is the part of your mind that sits out here and looks at you. We'll be practicing in a few minutes. Don't worry. And the observer can speak to us in the third person. So right now there's a part of my mind that can see me standing here. So I was sitting on my chair to start the class. And then I heard the Divine Mother say, I have a stand-sit desk. She said, raise it. I'm like, I don't want to raise it. I have to stand for an hour and a half. And I was like, but she said, you have more energy when you stand, which is true. It's true, right? So, but I can see that there's a part of me that could be sitting or could be standing. You see what I mean? I'm in a witness mode right now. And if you speak about it from the third person, I can see I'm standing here with a blue shirt on. See how we just did that? But it's from the witness in the third person. Oh, look, there is a part of me that's sitting there. So we're going to do that in a few minutes, okay? And the more attached you are to the story, the harder that'll be. Okay, just so you know. Okay, third person witness, it's a game changer. Spirit can only be available to us if we're out of the rabbit hole. Spirit's only available to us when we ask. We have to ask. That's a huge part of the Divine Mother work, is asking. Some of you were in the Divine Mother class that just finished. It's a huge part, okay? And we're going to be working on that in just a minute here. I think that's the next process. Okay. So go to close your eyes. Grab a pen and paper if you have one, and close your eyes. And I want you to think of an area of your life that you feel stuck in. And not necessarily the deepest, most horrendous one, but an area. And I want you to close your eyes. And I invite you to take 10, 20, 30 breaths and notice the emotions that go along with them. And just keep breathing. Take a long breath in. Take a slow breath out. Take a deep breath in. And take a quiet breath out. Let's just be here together for a few minutes. You know the area you're stuck in. You know the emotion you're stuck in. Just observe that for a few minutes. Now, your mind is not in the brain. That's been well studied. Take a portion of your mind and put it on the ceiling and look down at yourself. Now, some of you will see how you're sitting. You'll see your body. You'll see the hair. You'll see the body language. Some of you will know you're there. Some of you will sense. Doesn't matter. Great. You're all doing it. Amazing. Now, the same part of your mind that's on the ceiling, I want you to take it even further out. I'm going to push you guys and put it on the moon. So from the moon, look down at planet Earth. Keep breathing. Find Canada, find wherever city you're living in, whatever state, country you're living in. There you go. Maybe you see yourself as a dot. Good. Keep breathing from the observer. Good. There you go. You guys are all doing it. And now with gentle awareness, take the same part of the mind that's on the moon and put it out on planet Jupiter. And just breathe there. Good work. Stay here for about 4 or 5 breaths. Notice what you're feeling. Notice what you're experiencing. And then when you're ready, start to come back. We're going to break this up into 2 different parts. Open your eyes and use the chat box to just say what you're feeling. What did you notice? What did you feel? What did you sense when you did that? Nothing. It was hard. I fighted myself. I felt very light. What did you notice? There's a second part to this in just a few minutes here. It was hard. I was fighting myself. It was super easy. I loved it. I want to stay out there. Liberating. Beautiful. Well, weary. Great, Jamie. Yeah. What else did you guys notice? Tingly. Beautiful. That means you're really out there. I love that. Windy. I love that. Being the observer is hard, very sleepy. Yeah, it can be challenging unless you just keep practicing it. Good awareness, though. Everything is insignificant. Love is there. I love that, Haley. Hard to imagine your mind so far away. However, once you do, the problem seems minimal. That's part of the idea of that exercise. Got it? I forgot what was that I was hanging on to. Oh, I love that, Jill. Yes, you don't need to do part 2. I love that. The further away I got from my sitting self, I began to radiate love, light, and clarity. I like staying closer. I love that, Dave. That's perfect. I like this body is not the real me. Love that, Francis. So you all had a different experience everywhere and nowhere. I love that. Now, that's part 1. Part 2, close your eyes. Once your eyes are closed, just settle into your chair again. With your eyes closed, take yourself to a place in nature. It might be the beach, it might be your own home. And just breathe. As you look around this place, look what you see with your eyes. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell in your safe and comfortable place? And just keep breathing. What does the temperature feel like? Beautiful. See yourself in the scene. How young are you? How old are you? What do you see? And just keep breathing. What are you wearing? What do you have on your feet? Great. On your next breath, out of the corner of your eye, you see someone or something approaching you. There's nothing fearful about this experience at all. This is your guide, your higher self, your wise guide, the energy that has been with you lifetime after lifetime of support and of love. Welcome them in. And breathe. Get comfortable. Some of you will see them. Others of you will feel them. Most of you will just sense or know the presence of love as you breathe. Keep breathing. And behind your wise guide, you see other guides, ancestors, or ascended masters. This is the first time you've ever done this. You might be feeling a lot of energy. You might think your mind's making it up, but you're not. Just play with it. There you go. You all are doing it. Just keep breathing. Deep, slow breaths. Now, lastly, bring in the Divine Mother. For each of you, she will appear different. For some of you, she might appear like Mother Mary, or Kuan Yin, or Durga, or just a female energy, or like a light or a color. Don't try to make it mean anything. Just there you go. Welcome her in. And breathe. Now, the more quiet the mind is, the more you're in the now, the more the Divine Mother can work with you. She's walked over to you. She has her hand on your third eye and another hand on the top of your head. And you're looking at her and you're saying, look, there's this problem I've got. I've got this emotion, this issue. And connect with her eye to eye. And you can see that she's got a platter there. And she's inviting you to put on the platter the thought and the emotion that you're struggling with. Just put it there and breathe. And notice if you'll let go of the piece of paper, if you want to hold on to it, just try to see if you can drop it. As you look at her, you just say to her, Divine Mother, I want some help to see things differently. Please, I want to see this differently. And let her do her magic. Just breathe. For some of you, a thought will come in. For others of you, it might be a feeling in your body or a knowing. Just get comfortable with your breath. Don't try to figure it out or push it forward. There you go. Just breathe. If this is the first time you're doing this, You may or may not be feeling something, but just be open that there you go, that it's there. Now stay here for 10, 20, 50 breaths. Receiving whatever she's got for you. I want to see this differently. Deep belly breaths. After 20 or 30 breaths, when you're ready, take a moment to thank her and thank yourself. And gently open your eyes, coming back. No rush at all. Some of you will want to stay there a little bit longer, which is totally cool. For those of you who are ready to come back, use the chat box and just share. What did you notice? Is part of you fighting? Maybe this is the first time you did it. It was weird. What did you notice? Anything at all? Anything at all? What did you notice? Goosebumps, more sadness. What did you notice? You guys have a few minutes to come back into your bodies. Comfort. Thanks, Kate. Yeah. Love that. Did you guys notice? If anyone's getting like pulsatile headache, she's working your third eye, just so you know. Just so you know, in case you know. Spaciousness. I love that, Kate. I love that. That's the miracle. Letting go. That's the miracle. The miracle is the emotion, the shift. Got it? Ah, there you go. Felt relieved. Nice, Jamie. Goosebumps. I love this. I'm not going to read this all. Absolutely loved. I love that, Dana. I love that. Grief. I love that. And I love you, my child. Oh, made me cry last night. There are more guides. I love that. Feeling loved. I love this. There is nowhere to get to. You're already there. Beautiful. Okay. That's the miracle. That technique number one. We've got like different techniques every day this week. Okay. Third eye pulsing. Yeah, she was really working there for a lot of you. A lot of love, but hard to let go. Yeah, that last line for you, Collie. Want to hold on. I can relate to that. Okay. I've got a bit more to share today, but this is technique number one. Observer, work with the Divine Mother. Divine Mother has many faces. For those of you who took the Divine Mother class in the fall, worked on 3 or 4. We did Mother Mary. I think we did Kali. I don't remember who we did, Durga. And well, next year we'll be doing a whole bunch more. But the more of them that you're comfortable with, the Divine Mother plus, of course, miracles, it's like, I don't eat meat, but it's like ham and cheese. Apparently that's good together. Oh, peanut butter and jelly. They're like, oh, so yummy, right? The Divine Mother with, of course, miracles is like, oh, amazing. Okay, I got a couple more slides, so bear with me here. All week we'll be doing different tools, okay? Today is meant to be lighter and for you to see, this is where I am. That's what today was a bit longer, about like 2025, 2026, but it's to go, okay, this is where I am. This is X marks the spot. This is where I am. I want to shift it. And I'm here to say anything you want is available through spirit. Got it? A shift in perception from fear to love. And if it's happened in your life, it's because you signed up for it. Got it? I want to make sure to show you where to go on school to watch the videos that I've got recorded. Okay, I'm going to get there in 1 second. Okay, I want to show you guys something on a different 20 seconds. I need to change screens, share screen. So most of you should have signed up for my school my school account. If you haven't signed up, please do. Okay, so if you go to school, this is, you guys can see that, right? That's my school. You should be able to see that. That's my school community. So when you go to school right here, there's a community. Oh, look, somebody asked for membership. So I open it and I let them in. Oh, that's you, Dana. So, okay, so this is my community page here. It'll look a bit different for you, but it's pretty similar. Then you go to classroom, okay? And then there's 4 videos, testimonials. And then this is what everyone has access to is this thing. So you click on this, it's Inner Temple Introduction. And I've put in days 1 to 7 of A Course in Miracles, okay? And then I will also stick in here all the other, what do they call? All the recordings, that's the word, recordings. From this week, I'll stick in here, got it? And then as you can see in the classroom, some of you already joined, but this is where we're gonna be storing, the Inner Temple week, like class that we'll be doing. And so as you can see, you'll have access to 365 days of lessons as well. So let me get out of here. Okay, so please go onto there and watch day one. Please don't watch more than one day. Please, 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 please don't be a keener. Please, 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 please. And you could wait until January 1st, but why? We'll just do it today or do it tomorrow, whatever. Because you could definitely do it on January. It's meant to go day 1 to 365, but it really doesn't matter. Start day 1 today, okay? And just listen to the video. I actually haven't listened to mine from day 1. I recorded it forever ago. I haven't listened to it. So that will get you started. Got it? Because I've included 7 days, and don't worry if you miss a day. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up, okay? But please don't do more than 1 in 1 day, because the ego wants to grab and learn, but that's not how the course is set up. The course is set up like an incremental dropper. And I'll warn you, the first 50 days are actually the hardest days. I'm just going to warn you about that. And it gets so much better after day 51, okay? The first 50 days are the harder ones, just FYI. Let me go back to my slides on the other share, and then I'll open to Q&A after this. Give me a second. So I want to tell you about the Intertemple program. It starts, I just want to make sure you guys can see that, right? That's the Intertemple. You guys can see that, right? That's the Intertemple thing. Okay, cool. So there's 2 different options. Like I said, you can do it for a month, do it for the year. I'm not attached. You'll notice it's in US dollars. A lot of you are Canadian. If that kirked you right away, I want to tell you why I'm doing in the US. On School, 90% of you I know through word of mouth. There's the odd person who found me on social media. But if you think about how you heard about me, it was through somebody, correct? Right? Somebody told you about me, told me, right? So On School, they have what's called an affiliate link. So if you refer somebody to me, On School now, what I can do is I've set up a percentage, it's called an affiliate commission. So if you refer somebody to me and then they join this program or one of my other programs, you make money. Cool. And that's why I'm moving to School. So unfortunately, US dollars, but I've converted it down from Canadian if you're Canadian, so don't get mad at me. So you can join on a premium level, which is basically the short A Course in Miracle lessons every day. You get 1 recorded class per month, nothing live, and it's self-paced. Do it on your own. You get the online school community, and it's functional. It's really great for people who are integrating, reflecting, want to take it on their own. Amazing. And it's $35 a month or $333 for the year. I've priced it down for the whole year, if you can't tell. These yearly prices until the end of January, just so you know, then they go up after that. The VIP, which is what I'm going to recommend people to do, it's a daily lessons for 365 days. Then you get the weekly live classes. And those live classes are on Wednesdays from 9 and 5. That's where you learn to apply. Got it? Because the lessons will restart to rewire your mind, but the weekly classes will include the Divine Mother, universal laws, energy, and it's more guided. It's more immersive. It's more about if there's going to be a buddy system, so you have people you can work with. It's an active community, and it's more relationship building. And if you want to come hang out with me in person for a weekend, you get a discount on that, and it's more accountable. Now, if you want more than the VIP, because some of you might want more coaching, I've got this. A bunch of you who are already on here, like Chuck's here. There's a bunch of you guys. Jamie, a bunch of you guys are already in this. I have small group coaching, up to 10 people. And you get the Intertemple VIP at no extra charge. And it's just deeper. It's deeper. Talk to any of them. They'll tell you it's deeper. I do entrepreneurs on Fridays at 10 and relationships health on Tuesdays at 12 or 5 o'clock. And that's $700 a month per Canadian. So work that out to US dollars. Okay, that's that. And then what else? Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot the slide. Every 3 months, I'll be changing the focus. So January month is abundance. April to June is body and health. July to September is relationships. October to December is self. If it was me, I would do it all because that's where you're going to get, but that's the focus for those 3 months in case you just want to do a month or 2. What else do I have? Okay. How are you feeling? What's coming up for you? How are you doing? Questions, what's happening out for you? How are you feeling? Do you believe there's hope? Let me stop share. Cool. How are you guys doing? Share in the chat box. Can we submit the subscriptions to Blues Cross? You can try. You can try. I am an MD, Jonathan, so you can try. But most, if you're Canadian, it's hit and miss. If you're American, it might work. My American clients usually get their stuff covered. I can't guarantee it. That's all I'll say to you. I give you a receipt. You can try. Cool. Can you talk about karma? Yes, I will. Just 20 seconds. I'll grab that in 1 second. Let's see if there's any other. Just how are you guys doing? Comments, questions. What's coming up for you? And I just want to see, Leslie, if there's another question that threads to karma. My sense is there is, which is why I'm not grabbing it yet. Not necessarily about A Course in Miracles. I want to see like coaching or just how we are doing. How are you doing? And then I'll grab the coaching after. How are you doing? She's saying to not say anything right now. So give it a minute. If anyone else wants to share how they are. She's not letting me speak yet. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's do karma first. I'm feeling pretty great, grounded and tapped into the group. I love it. Can you guys feel the love? That's why it feel like a lot of work. Yeah, Jonathan, being not happy is also a lot of work. I love you. I say that with love. I say that with lots of love, right? Remember when I said I worked as a physician for a long time? Day after day, week after week, seeing people miserable. It's a lot of work. 5 to 20 minutes a day. It's a lot of work. No, it's not. Do you know what I mean? In my mind, it's not. But the thing is, the ego will just, and everyone's different. So you'll know when it's time. Does that make sense? And just so you know, Jonathan, that's the ego that says that, just so you know, because it's like, oh, more work. I can't do it. But what if, I might cry again. What if you knew that you were the divine essence source? What if you knew, like how I often visualize it is God is a big glass energy that's broken into billions of pieces, and each piece is a spark. How would you show up in your life if you actually knew that and felt that? Got it. Taking deep breaths, right, Dana? Short but powerful. Yeah, this whole week, I won't do as much of the 2025, 2026 stuff. I won't do as much about the class. I'll always share about the class at the end. But tomorrow we'll probably, I keep hearing we're going to be doing judgment. Oh, I don't want to come back for that one. But I need to do like some fundamental building blocks today. Okay. What else? Can you guys feel the love in the group? That's what I was asking. Can you guys feel that a little bit? I'm going to grab that in a second. Great questions, Jonathan. You're full of good questions. Definitely feeling it. Thank you, Susie. Amazing. Amazing. Why do we have to go through all of this when we're already enlightened? Great question. You ask such great questions. Let me explain it. I talk with my hands, Jonathan, so bear with me. When we come into the human body, as we know, we come from energy that's called God or infinite love. Okay. And imagine that this energy is God, just this, I don't know, some techie device that I bought that I don't need anymore. Okay. This thing. Okay. And I come into the human body, and then this one crazy thought from spiritual text that says this: here I am connected to God. It's a check, which is ironic. Here I am connected to God. And then I come into the body, and here I am still connected to God. But then here's God. I just can't see God right now, right? Because I'm in a human body. And then this is formed. I made this smaller on purpose. It's my little hair clip. Okay. This is the ego. The ego says, I wonder what it would be like to be separate from God. And that one little question as to what would it be like to be separate from God created my crazy life experience here. That one little question, which created this. But this is sitting here the whole time. So why do we have to go through all of this? Because in a lot of ways, yes, we're already enlightened, but your 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day that are running you aren't. Does that make sense? Which are creating the health, relationships, money issue. This is still in you, but until you bring your consciousness there, this will run you. And you're experiencing exactly what your soul said. Yep, I'll go experience that so I can heal it to go back here. Because the soul incarnation is exactly what it is, which is then going to, now I know why I said this. Now I'm going to thread to Leslie's question. Then I'll grab you in a second, Jonathan, to see if it landed, which is going to take me to Leslie's question. So yes, everybody comes in with karma. So when I came in, so here I'm separate from God. What a lot of spiritual people don't realize is that when I die this lifetime along, okay, whatever is unhealed in the ego will then go, my greatest pain, I then have to redo next time until this. But everything, and sorry for yelling, but I'm not going to say sorry, everything can be brought to the Divine Mother to be forgiven. If you're ever in doubt, go watch a movie about Jesus. Go watch a movie about Sai Baba. Everything is capable of being healed. So when somebody comes in with karma, yeah, but they have to heal that karma. I came in with karma of masculine energy, of, man controls. Like, that's why I have a dad I'd have, and I've got the issues I've got, right? But my whole life is about going from here to here. And a lot of my work is about helping women and men also shifting it. So yes, we come in with karma, but if we want to shift that, the miracle is available 24/7, but the ego does not want to grab that. So I want to check in first. Jonathan, does that answer your question? For already enlightened, does that answer your question, what I said about the split? I want to make sure before I grab Leslie's comment.
So are we just preparing this soul for its next reincarnation?
Great question. They say that in Hinduism and Buddhism, they talk about the reincarnation cycle. It's called samsara, that we're constantly having those imprints. And they say we break the cycles when we actually step more completely into here and surrender to God as the father, mother energy. So the more we do that, then we actually break the cycles of reincarnation. That's what Buddhism, Hinduism says. Do I know? No, because I'm sitting here in a body, right? So can I say, yeah, I've experienced that when I came back just for the hell of it. That's what the texts say. Got it? And so it is this constant up leveling. I'll say one other thing, Jonathan, because you look relatively young. I could be wrong. But they often say as well that if you're, I don't know if you know this in the spiritual world, when I
I
first
have
started,
kids older than you, I think.
sorry, say it again.
I think I have children older than
Oh,
you.
you do? Okay, cool. Okay, so but I had my kid old too, so I'm just joking. I did. I had my kid when I was in my late 30s, mid 30s. They in my business when I first started, I'd have a lot of like 30, well, 30, 40, but a lot of 40, 50 year olds. Now I have like I have people as young as 15 that work with me, as old as 80 to 90 that work with me. Okay. But what I have found, Jonathan, in this world is they keep coming in younger. Like it blows my mind. It blows my mind. My son has a girlfriend who lives in Florida, and she's up here for a week. So it's been really cool. And so I'm getting to know her. First time I'm meeting her, but she's totally into this work. Like she asked me today what I did for work, and I told her, she's like, "Oh my god, that's so cool! I love crystals." I'm like, "You're 20." Like I didn't know what a crystal was when I was 20, right? My point being that the stuff, what you die with in terms of your spiritual journey, like somebody like Pascal is 25. 25. I mean, Jesus Christ, to be 25 and doing this work, he left his last lifetime more here. Does that make sense? So he's going to hopefully work through his stuff a little bit sooner. So they're coming in younger because they're leaving more here than here. Does that answer your question?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Cool. If you ask my older clients, they'll all often tell you that they wish they had started their work younger. So whatever you can only leave this planet, not with your suitcase of goodies or your car or your kids, but you leave the planet with your spiritual shifting. That's what we leave with. That's it.
Understand.
Does that help a little bit?
Thanks.
Yeah, you have great
Yeah.
questions. Um, so my daughter has health issues is because of her karma, but if everything in this world is a reflection of me, I get confused. It means that you also, and one thing I would say, Leslie, great questions. Unfortunately, this work is not logical in some ways. It's holographic. It's a word I used in one of the group coaching I taught the other day. It's holographic. And our our daughter is, so if I had a child who had a chronic illness, I would look at my victim energy. That's, and guys, so when I was standing in that restaurant and I'm overhearing this conversation about the woman who's got the rat infested place, rents are going up. All I did was I stood there, besides wanting to go help her, which I didn't. I did my forgiveness work right there. Let me forgive the illusion of this world. Let me forgive what I'm seeing. Let me go back to God. Let me hold the energy of infinite love and light for this person to see her God reflection that I see in her, that I see is capable, that whatever story she's got as to why she's having this experience of a rat in front of play. Sorry for talking fast, but the divine mind is coming through quickly. That is my work in that moment, is to see this reflection of this conversation I'm overhearing, for me to look at what, if she is a mirror to me, I walk into a restaurant, where do I have the victim? Then I have to do some forgiveness work right there. That is my job. How are you guys doing? Any other comments, questions before we wrap? I think tomorrow we'll be doing judgment, I think, because that's what she said, but I'll see if that changes tonight. Comments, questions. How are you guys doing? Yeah, Leslie.
Well, okay, so you're saying that because she's having health issues, like she has her own karma that she came in with, but I have to look at my own victim.
If we want to be of service to them, the more I step outside of my victim and the divine I am and see you as the divine I am, that is where my power lies. Jesus was such an amazing healer because he refused to see you as the body or as your sickness. So I don't want to compare apples and oranges, but if your kid comes home with an illness or comes home with a heartbreak, you're dealing with the same thing. Deep sadness, deep pain. How can I be of service? Let me not see you in the story. I want to see you in the divine light that I know you are, which is not intellectual, but it's energetic. Yeah, Presley.
Hi. Is it coaching now?
If you want, sure.
I have some things going on
Shoot.
in the house. Um, we've broken so much glass.
Okay.
Like picture frames have dropped and broke. So it dropped a globe and it smashed on the ground. And then the fridge has been glitching out, just like beeping, and then it'll like stop, and then it'll like come on, it's like glitching.
Okay.
Nonstop.
Okay.
And then another thing, the TV just like randomly glitched on and off last night. I'm like, what is this showing us? Ooh, and the lights keep burning out and like flickering. And I'm like, hey, this is telling us something right now. Something big is coming, something big is happening, or breaking.
Let's shift it from something bad, because that's how the ego works.
No, big. Something big. I said something big.
And let's even take out that. Take out big.
Okay.
So I typed in the chat box. Whenever I break glass, it's a massive shift of energy.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's a shift of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just leave it that. Then the glitching is almost what she wants to say is the glitching is, remember when I said earlier, choose again, choose again, choose again, choose again?
Yeah.
You just got it. I don't have to say much more. Where am I not choosing again? Where am I glitching into? Spirit, fear, love, fear, love, fear. Oh, I'm hot.
Yes. I feel this thing in my neck. And I felt it last night. It was like I grabbed the fear. I picked it up. I'm like, ooh.
That's why it doesn't be anything big. And just so you know, the ego does it. It's like, oh, this is big, like not scary big, but just big. No, it's just an energetic match. Sit. Because guys, this I might put up tomorrow. There's no small illusion or big illusion. There's no big miracle or small miracle.
Right.
Got it? So my fear of spiders is no smaller or bigger than my fear of death. Whew. Let's break that. Let's shatter that glass ceiling right now. A miracle is only big if we think an illusion or fear is big or small. There is no big or small illusion. So glitching is like, Presley, you are so advanced in this work. I have hung out with you for over a year. And so the glitching is, I keep saying, I see the Divine Mother's joking around with you. Arms crossed. Come on. Oh, jokingly. She never says you know better, but come on. Choose again. Choose again.
And I wrote it down. And I'm like, right, choose again. I'm getting this tattoo. Right. Choose again. That's funny because I was like sitting in it and it's like glitching, like this insane sound, and it was like chaos, like Christmas chaos going on. But I'm like, I'm not grabbing it. Like, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna book my hotel because I'm going to Mexico. And get out of this glitching sound. And then I grabbed it and then I picked up the fear. But I feel.
Mm-hmm. We don't, and if you ever study the course in detail, they talk about the section on the manual for teachers. Their first section is all about trust. And that's why I'm encouraging you guys to join me for the inner temple, because the trust is the hardest thing. But the trust is a learned muscle, a little bit. Like when I first met you a year and a bit ago, right? Now look at your trust, girl.
Yes.
Look at the change in a year.
I feel like this call last year, I was drowning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just keep looking at that, like, look at how far I've come.
You have come especially for those of you who have been studying for a while, so far, honey, so far.
Yeah.
Does that help a bit?
It does. Thank you. Thank you so much.
What else is good? Any other questions before we wrap? All right. She's saying, wait 1 second. Okay. Feeling good. Always look forward to the work with you. Yay. Reminds me to free, not controlled by fear and pain. Yeah. So much. Let's take a breath and close our eyes. Feel the container of this love. Take a deep breath. Slow, deep breath in, long, slow breath out. Just get comfortable as you breathe. Bring your guides, your angels, your divine support team. Feel the collective energy as you breathe. So we're taking whatever pearl landed for you today and taking it with you. Thank you, everyone, for showing up live. Sending you so much love. Take a moment to thank each other, too. Big group, big decision to show up today at 2 o'clock. I'll be back tomorrow, maybe with judgment, but we'll see if that changes between now and then. So lots of love, and I will see you all super soon. And do day 1 of the course. So lots of love. Have fun, guys. Enjoy.